Hi, Empress Justice here, and welcome to the Aquarius Rahu and Leo Ketu reading for Pisces. This is for Pura Bhadrapada, hold on, Pura Bhadrapada, I'm sorry, Uttara Bhadrapada and Revati. I forgot for a second. I clean forgot for a second because I was trying to think of the fact that this reading right here is a special nodal axis reading. This nodal axis of Aquarius Rahu and Leo Ketu is going to be taking place for a year and a half, right? So it's from the 29th of May, which was yesterday, to the 26th of November 2026. Okay, so it's a year and a half that these signs are going to be in Rahu and Ketu respectively. And because I was thinking of that, I kind of drew a blank when it came to your nakshatras. My bad. Okay. Okay. All right. So yes. So this reading is for a year and a half and it's for Pisces, right? Now, because it's for a year and a half and it's not the usual monthly or lunar readings that I normally do, I'm actually going to take my time with this. I'm not going to rush ahead with it. This is not like a bang bang type of thing when it comes to that. It's going to be very much a measured, in-depth reading. Okay. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into your tarot cards and then I'm going to get into the oracle cards that I have for you. So for your tarot cards, we've got the Three of Wands, which is virtue. And we have got the High Priestess. And we've got the World card. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So the next year and a half, it looks okay. But let's see what we can get here. Your inner world is changing. Yeah. There's a new cycle that's about to begin and you're kind of witnessing like the edge of it at the moment. And I feel like global events in particular for some of you Pisceans are having an effect on this internal shift. I mean, it is for all of us, but for you, because you're Pisces, you know, it's going to affect you more than other signs. Yeah, your internal world is changing more than your external one. In terms of your external one, your focus is on like doing little things every day to kind of move yourself forward towards your goals. So it's like internally there are cataclysmic events going on. And I'm not actually talking about your mental health here. I'm talking about the shifting in your belief systems. So internally, there's this really significant shift going on, whilst on the outside, it looks like, you know, you're just pottering around, doing little things, doing little positive things, like really, yeah, doing little positive things, you know. It just seems like that's what you're doing. And at the end of the day, yeah, that's basically what's going on for the next year and a half. All the massive changes that you're going to be experiencing, it's actually going to be from within. And the changes won't be felt on a superficial level, like as in a material level, quite yet. Sorry, that was a fly. It's one of those little ones. So I had to get that one. Oh, yeah. So basically, there's going to be a massive shift, internal shift in terms of your belief system. You're not going to look at everything in the same way anymore. But on the surface, things are going to be quite, it's not insignificant. You understand? Like for the year and a half, it's not insignificant, but it is forward moving and largely positive behavior that you're going to engage in for the next year and a half. Like as a full scope of a year and a half. Like, you know, when it comes to the moon, it's going to change from like lunar period to lunar period. Like that, you know, there's going to be little changes, but overall picture, positive developments are happening outwardly, but they're quite small in comparison to the really complex shifting of beliefs and ideas and the shifting of knowledge, because this is to do with knowledge. Like, what you know is about to change drastically, and it's about to rebalance itself. And you're going to be questioning a lot of things. So yeah. Also, the amount of knowledge that you have is the kind of knowledge that a leader has. But it's like you're not in that position of a leader yet. So it's like you have to potter around doing little things first before you get to the big event, so to speak. Right? And I know it doesn't make sense, I know. But you've got green Tara, start delegating, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. Okay, so yeah, this is yeah. Because you're going through so much psychologically, this is the thing, it's not necessarily bad. It's just that you're having to rethink your life. And because you're rethinking your life, it might be that it's not actually something bad that's going on. It's like your mind is going to be consumed with other things. So you need people to take care of other details. You need to delegate some things. There's one thing I learned from a New Year's resolution class, that you have to have, there are certain things that if you start doing them, you know they're going to drain your spirit. There are certain things, Pisces, you know that if you start doing them, they're going to drain your spirit. So what you actually have to do is you have to delegate those particular types of responsibilities to other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to like delegate the things that you really don't like, the things that you really don't want to do, and you have got to delegate them to people who can handle it, because you can't handle everything on your own now. With the amount of stuff that you know, and with the amount of responsibility that you're carrying internally, you can't do things the same way anymore. You cannot do everything by yourself. Because one of these days, right, Pisces, you're going to have to take up a leadership position. And in order to be in a position of leadership, you have to, you know how to delegate responsibilities. You have to know how to delegate that, which means you have to know how to leave things to other people. Do you understand what I mean? You have to, being a leader means delegating responsibilities to other people. So that's what you have to learn to do at this time. All right. Now with this number here, number 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8. But it's also the active principle of spirituality, because you've got number 1, active principle, number 7, spirituality, sense of victory. It's about depth, research, knowledge. So utilizing your knowledge and actively utilizing it in order to make bigger steps in your life when it comes to stuff that's actually important to you. You know, so that's something that you need to really consider moving forward. What I've got to do is I've got to get into your notes now. Oh no, not. Oh yeah, I've done the oracle cards, right? So I did the tarot, did the oracle. Now I've got to get into your notes. So to clarify, this card right here is a coyote tooth from the Between the Worlds deck, okay? Just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay. So for your normal notes, we've got architecture, inner life, mystery, peace, butting heads, being headstrong, making the impossible possible, learning a new language. Making the impossible possible, learning a new language, literary ambitions, signing a contract, delay in achievement, drawing the line between deception and strategy, being cautious on the info that you receive and you relay to other people. So that's this card right here. Okay. And then we've got delegating tasks, asking for help when needed, and teamwork. Okay. But your most important notes, this is where it gets interesting, is moving. Oh, hello. It's moving forward in a relationship, falling in love, and blissful. Oh my goodness. Okay. First off, it's important to know that these notes are signposts, but You've got something going on, Pisces. It might not always be romantic. I'm not trying to get your hopes up like that. You know, some of you might not want romantic relationships. And quite frankly, in this economy, I mean, I'm just saying, like you'd be well within your rights to want to stay single. So if it's not falling in love with a person, it's falling in love with some aspect of your life and really becoming passionate about it and really like enjoying the process is what I see here. Okay. But it's important to see these notes as signposts along your journey rather than the actual thing. It could be the actual thing, but 9 times out of 10 it isn't. And they're just markers along the journey of the next year and a half that is mapped out for you. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Pisces. Hang on. Let me see. No. Pisces. Hold on. Pisces. All right. So these are signposts at the minute, right? From the notes. What I've actually done is I've actually selected cards from the Rider-Waite to go more in depth into your reading for the next year and a half, because it's a year and a half. You got to. Yeah. So the first card I got for you was the 10 of Swords. So it starts off, your nodal axis starts off with the dark night of the soul. And that's reflected here, right? Your inner world is changing. And it's like, in certain cases, it's like mentally, it's like the bottom's falling out from underneath you, but it's not a mental health thing. It's not a mental health thing. It's more like a belief system thing. It's like, it's like the truth has finally been revealed to you, and it's just the floor's been like just taken from underneath you, and you're like, whoa, okay. And on top of that, because of this dark night of the soul, past situations, now there's a new angle to them, and you're angry. Some of you are going to be very angry because of the past situations being brought into focus. And yeah, it's going to make some of you angry. I can't lie. There's going to be anger. There's going to be heartache. It's most likely to come from the past. But now I got to get to the good stuff. Now I got to get to the good stuff, Pisces, yeah? Because there's good stuff coming up. So out of this heartache and out of this hurt comes a new start in social situations. Very informal, very surface level, but it might be an anonymous meeting for some of you, like Alcoholics Anonymous or something like that, something along those lines. Something that you talk about addiction in as a group, or it could be something that you talk about trauma in as a group. So that's where, wow. It's where you talk about your problems, you talk about your issues, you talk about these things that you're going through, but you find some friends, you find friends in the midst of that. And then what ends up happening is that it renews your passion in whatever it is that you dropped, in whatever it is that you put down. Now it's all systems go. It's not like you just healed your trauma overnight, or you heal your trauma overnight. It's an ongoing thing. But because of this ongoing thing, it's uncovered new layers of your passions, maybe stuff that you put down, stuff that you hadn't really been looking at in a long time. And you fall in love with it again. Like you fall in love with certain things again. Not necessarily people, but there are certain passions that you had that you're falling in love with, and you're going to fall in love with them all over again. Because it's like at some point you lost your passion for this thing, but now it's been reawakened, And now you're starting to remember, oh, this is why I loved it in the first place. You're starting to remember that, which is great. And then this right here, you know what I mean? It's not quite emotional contentment. It's not contentment, but it's happiness. You find happiness because of this thing that you've gone back into, that like the passion's been reawakened, the spark's been reawakened. So you find happiness in this next year and a half, right? And as for love, again, it could be a person as well. Don't rule that out, but it could just as easily be a person, and it could just as easily be something that you were already interested in, right? It could be anything. So don't discount anything at this point. Okay. Now, yeah, I foresee a beautiful path of healing for the Pisceans. I foresee that you are going to be experiencing quite deep emotional transformations here. And when you do, it will like reawaken your zest for life, which is great. I love that for you so much. Like, yeah. You deserve it, Pisces. You deserve it. So that was for Pisces. That was for Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, and Revati. I have been Empress Justice, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.